All right, I think we've played enough by now to really have an idea of which cards are really good and what should you look for in certain cards on a budget. Because we don't want to be spending tons of coins. We don't want to have a misappropriation of funds. We want to win cheap. Let's talk about it. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden, make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com to avoid the packs and save some racks. Use code CC for 5% off. Link is in the description below. Fastest coins, cheapest coins. Use code CC. We'll see you guys on the sticks. 5% off. Be great.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Smoking in the mirror, I can practice in my wrist flick. I can't settle for a quarter, real fast. Need a bare maximum. Word to Khalil Mack. More so ambitious, all gotta go.
Hey, what is going on, Madden family? Welcome to No Money Spin, episode 54, where we're going to talk about some of the best budget cards in the game. And what I mean by budget is not the most expensive cards, right? I'm not setting a certain coin limit on cards like this. I just think that some of these cards have been really, really good. Outperforming their overall, outperforming their price. Cards you can actually win with, and you're going to not be surprised that a lot of these cards are on our team. It's just the way it goes, right? I'm not overpaying for cards on this account, right? I'm not going to be doing that. One thing we won't be talking about here is rentals, those limited editions, which you can get for right around the quick sell value. Obviously, those are cards, if you have the coins, you should always be going after, because you can use a card for a couple weeks probably and break even. At worst, it's always break even. Let's get into it. Hit the like. Let's go. Okay. So I want to talk about our team first here, because again, that's what we're doing. Now, when we're talking about linemen here, there's no, oh, this is the lineman you need to get, because right now that's not a thing. Okay. I will stand by this as long as I can. Get your linemen as nat cards and cat cards, whatever they may be. It's totally fine. You don't want to spend any coins on your offensive line. Truly, you will not really see me do that all year long. At all, right? At all. Like, at all. Okay. Now, when we talk about tight ends, obviously a lot of people probably have George Kittle, right? A lot of people probably have Kittle. What you need to look for at tight end doesn't really matter. It matters what you're going to be doing with the card. Now, a lot of people block the tight ends just because of the way the game is, the way the meta within the game is. You can get away with almost anyone here. Faster is good. Good catching is good. Look for good pass block as well, because again, that's what we do a lot of the times with these cards. So we're not really going to cover tight ends, because you honestly at this point should have Kittle and you should have Pitts, right? You should have those two cards. What better budget than zero? Okay. Now when we get to quarterback, super important here. Zach Wilson is still the budget quarterback. He's still the budget quarterback. Okay. Now you got to power him up, but he's significantly less expensive than Josh Allen. He is nearly as good as Josh Allen, especially for the price difference. Right? I know a lot of people still use Josh Allen. That's fine. And he has his own flaws and everything like that. We're good here. Zach Wilson's card is still good, especially for the price. I need you guys to realize that, okay? He's the quarterback. If you're on a budget, you should be using. There's nobody else. If you're not using him, you're not using a budget quarterback. I don't care if it's Josh Allen, Michael Vick, whoever it is, right? You're not on a budget at that point with that spot. And I will say that there is one position you want to not be on a budget. It's quarterback as well, right? If you can get those abilities that you need for your specific offense, go for it there. Running back Zeke's obviously the guy up here that we all really, really like. Okay. And we're going to talk more about running backs here in a second. At receiver, again, I still feel like Devin Hester's a great option. That Tyreek Hill was a free option. T.Y. Hilton. But again, here, to me, Calvin Ridley is a phenomenal budget receiver. Is a 90 overall. You don't have to power him up. What makes him so good for us here is the ability that he's going to get slot apprentice. He's going to get route tech if you wanted to give it to him here, right? Like wherever it is, right? Route tech, right? You don't have to power this card up. Is he the fastest player in the game? No, he's not. unpowered up, he's only going to be 92, 93 speed, depending on your strategy cards, right? That's fine. He is going to beat man coverage with route tech and all that as well, right? Now, how much longer is his shelf life? I don't know. But for the abilities you probably need in a receiver, he exists for cheap. For cheap. And you probably could have got him again for free. For free. Now, fullback, a lot of people are going to bring up that new Marshawn Lynch. That card is not a budget fullback at all. You do not need that card there if you're on a budget. I don't have that card. It was a great investment. Great investment, but not necessary there. Defensively, other cards that I've actually liked. We do have a couple really auctionable cards here. Isaiah Simmons with Lurker is great, but again, you're going to have to do some work there. The best budget card I have used on defense is Joey Bosa. For whatever reason, this card plays super good. Again, he's a 90 overall, not too expensive. He's going to be able to have a decent lifespan on your team here, okay? We're looking at power move, finesse move combo. Really, really nice. Almost 90-90. This is the cheapest you can get that. Don't worry about his height and stuff like that, or his awareness or play rec. There's obviously strategy cards on there, right? Joey Bosa is a card that should be on almost everyone's cheap team. No money spent, you should have this Joey Bosa card, okay? Let me just say that. Don't worry about the abilities here. It doesn't really matter. If you're really worried about run stopping abilities, Run Stopper on Warren Sapp is a great value deal if you can pick him up. I don't have him here, right? Because I don't really use my D tackles. And it doesn't really matter. When we get to corners, it's also really, really difficult. One thing you're going to have to look for in corners strictly is speed. Okay? Again, don't worry about the coverage stats here. His coverage stats are low. You always want, if you're a man guy, you obviously want over 90 man. If you're a zone guy, you want over 90 zone. Getting speed and those things right now is really, really difficult on a strict budget, okay? But I feel like if you're going to spend money on defense, corner, safety, and all that is the way to go. We're going to go position by position after this, and then we're going to talk about Diablo. Should be on everyone's team. Let me say it again. Diablo should be on everyone's team. If you have an expensive team or a not expensive team, Diablo should be there. Okay, so those are like my favorite cards from our team. We're going to look at other cards here, and I'm not going to look at like low overall cards either, because I feel like at this point in time, we all should have a decent, be able to spend a little bit of coins here, right? So I'm going to start at 90 overall here, okay? We're going to go position by position, right? Just bring up a couple other cards, which could be good. Some of these other quarterbacks, again, I don't like them over Zach. I don't like any of these other cards over Zach at all. At all. None of these other cards right here. Don't like them over Zach. Stick with Zach. Running back, you have flexibility here. This is going to depend on your AP situation 100%, okay? If you need to put the routes on them, backfield mismatch, backfield master, that's up to you. Receiving back obviously gets a little bit cheaper. If you don't care about that, then go get whoever you want. If you do care about that, I really like Thurman Thomas, Deuce Staley. Either one of these guys at 90 overall. I know they're a little over 100,000 coins, but you don't have to have Chase Edmonds. You don't have to have some of these other guys. I really like Thurman Thomas, actually. I prefer him over Deuce personally. That's where my money would be going. We get to receiver here. Again, when I think value, what I'm thinking are route runners and all that, right? Because a lot of these other guys are pretty similar. Like, they're pretty similar cards. Brandon Cooks is about the same speed. I think he is the same speed, in fact, as Calvin Ridley. He is. So there's no reason to have Brandon Cooks over Calvin Ridley again for ability purposes here. You don't have a ton of cheap options. If you wanted to get a good receiver, that T.Y. Hilton, I know would say we're not going to talk about rentals, is a great card to have. A lot of these other cards, Jerry Rice would be the second card I would say to go after. Again, dollar for dollar, coin for coin. Jerry Rice is a great card. Go there. Tight end. You shouldn't need a tight end, but if you did want to go get a tight end, I would have Jared Cook. He's fine. He's the cheapest one of the bunch as well. Go there. You don't need Waller. You don't need anyone like that. When we go down to pass rushers, again, I want you guys to be looking at these guys who are as close to 90 as possible. Greg Russo is a really good card here. Okay. 91-82. I do prefer finesse move over power move. But you're getting speed and pass rush and block shit on this card for 100,000 coins. That is a really good deal. You can play with him on your team for a while. A lot of these other guys, I'm not going to be a big fan of. All right. I'm just not going. There's no point. Right. So for left end, Greg Russo is where I would be going. At right end, if you really wanted someone, Everson Griffin is the guy from a budget standpoint for sure. There's not a lot of them in this price range here. But again, this card really balanced, very similar to Bosa. You power him up, he's going to have 90 of something. But I still would prefer Joey Bosa, just to be fully honest. Defensive tackle, I mentioned Warren Sapp before. Again, I still feel like getting run stopper on your D tackle is good. And again, now he's only 112,000 coins. That's not bad at all, right? All these other guys, not going to be too great. Again, because I like the run stopper archetype at defensive tackle. Actual defensive tackle, run stopper. After that, there's Haloti Ngata. Again, that's getting a little more expensive. And then if you go higher up in overall, it's also there too. Outside linebacker, again, this side, Bosa. Cheapest, he's the cheapest card we've seen rolling through here. I also liked Kevin Green, but I feel like Joey Bosa's played a little bit better than Kevin Green ever did for me. Kind of interesting. The rest of these cards are okay if you're wanting to go slightly different. Charles Haley is the where you would want to end up with. Middle linebacker, again, to me, it's Isaiah Simmons. I like him the best, just from a size and everything perspective. I know he's a little pricier, but if you're going to use him, get the right guy, right? Right outside linebacker, we have Lawrence Taylor on our team. Again, we paid a little bit of a premium for him, but it is a really weak position overall. If you wanted to look at someone here, I don't mind Joey Porter, but I wouldn't really worry about that position. Just kind of fit someone in there. Corner is the hardest spot for us for sure, because none of these guys are fast. Significantly faster at all. Aaron Glenn is one of the faster guards, but he is, by all intents, he's short, right? You want to get a budget corner. Lattimore's fine, but I also would say, hey, for your outside corners, you may want to spend a little bit more, okay? For your slot corner, who's not going to be playing in a deep zone, his speed matters a whole lot less. A whole lot less, okay? You can put a Lattimore in there if you want to spend a little bit more. Again, focus on those zone, focus on those man attributes here. We see someone like Rhodes here, 87 man, 86 zone. I don't want that in my slot. I don't want that. Now for me, I blitz my slot corner. I don't really care what his coverage stats are. That's for my scheme. For your scheme, maybe a little different. It may be a little different. Maybe you look at Pat Surtain here a little bit, right? You power him up. He's 90-90. Slower. That speed is okay to have in the slot. Looking for a real coverage guy, Surtain's not bad to have up there. When we go to free safety now, again, this is a tough spot. Jeremy Chin is obviously a guy a lot of people are using. He's cheap, right? And he's big. Is he the fastest guy out there? No, but 91 speed for 90 overall is a great value. And he is 91. What's it called? 91 zone. 91 zone, right? Lost my train of thought there. Logan Ryan is versatile. You can put him in a lot of places. If you want to look at this card, he does get secondary positions powered up. But again, yeah, he's a little. I can't play him at free safety at all. This Mike Edwards card, I played against it a couple times, has done nothing. Roy Williams, also not great. If you want to spend a little more coin, Sean Taylor is there. But again, even for me on my team, I sold my Sean Taylor, picked up Jeremy Chin. Super happy. Super happy with that decision. Sean Taylor, I think, is a great card. But he's just a little bit extra. If you want to spend that extra, go get yourself a Sean Taylor and put him as a user or something. strong safety. You should have Cam by now, even though I know I don't. I have him at 95 overall. Again, that's my own fault. But that would be the place where you would say, hey, I should probably use this free card. If not, the only other safety I've really liked at this level really was Jamal Adams. I thought he played really well. If you want to go a little more expensive, Jack Tatum actually does a lot as well. Right? He gets the zone, the speed. He's just a little short. So again, for a strict budget perspective, Jamal Adams. Right? And if you want to put Jamal Adams in at a slot corner spot, I'm not going to hate that either. I think that's okay. Is his coverage quite there? No, but he provides a lot of pop in the slot for you there. So maybe you have Surtain on one side, Jamal Adams on the other side if you were in, say, like $1, right? So Cam should be where your head is at. Grind towards Cam. I know he's probably going to get an upgrade soon as well. There are better cards as well, which are cheaper at lower overalls. But one thing I don't love about having a lower overall, that's hard to say, is you don't get those tier 3 abilities. And if you want to have someone on your team and put an ability on them, you want to be able to give them the best possible abilities for that player, for that position, for that archetype, for that overall, right? So that's why we sort of cap it off at 90. You will see this constantly throughout the team. If you want rentals, again, go for it. If you want to spend a little bit more on certain guys that you like, someone like Derrick Henry, who is a special card in the game, you go for it, right? You absolutely go for it. If you want to spend a little more on a corner, like we have Jalen Ramsey, JC Horn, go for it. Am I going to notice JC Horn for his price? We did pay quite a bit for him. I don't know. And you know what? The only reason I was okay with doing that was because he was a corner. It was going to cost me a couple 100,000 coins to get a solid CB2 anyway. So why not take one that's limited, people want? So that way, when I need to get rid of them, I'm going to likely lose less coins. If there's a market crash, you can only go so far, right? I hope that makes sense. Buckner's another decent defensive tackle. Use your team captain how you want. It's really, this team is built extremely smart at this point. Even to the point, like, if the market crashes, we lose nothing and we have coins. That's why I keep preaching to you guys. If there's a chance to get free cards, get them. Put them on your team. All right. You're not going to notice the world of difference if you play weekend league, right? This is the honest truth. And you spend 500,000 coins on upgrading a spot, you are not going to make an extra 500,000 coins from that weekend league. You're not going to. You know how long it would take to make back 500,000 coins in winnings based on games you would have won regardless? Maybe having Lattimore at CB2 loses you a game or two. It ain't 500,000 coins difference. You're still coming out way ahead in the coin department. Now, of course, the opposite opinion is use the cards you want to use. By all means, do that. If you're playing theme teams, whatever it is, do what you want to do. For me, the start of MUT is where we really build up our coin stack. We get a base team, good enough that we can play with, good enough that we can win with. Not at the win at the highest level, but good enough. And then as we hit promo season, which we started with Most Feared, we're going to keep going through that with Thanksgiving Blitz, Christmas, Zero Chill promo. Our team is going to escalate exponentially, and our coin stack is going to grow with it. And then once we get into Ultimate Legends, we're going to be right there with everyone else because all those cards will start to be very similar again at the top end. Their prices will come down. We'll have a great team. So I hope this helps you guys out. Again, if you have any budget cards that you feel like this, man, CC, this is the best card I've used, put it in the comment section. Share it with the community. I'm all for that. Maybe there's someone I haven't used and I missed completely. I'm curious to see it. I love you guys. Be great. Take care. Keep saving your money. Keep stacking your coins. Promo season is here. I'm out. Peace.